What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another beautiful video and vlog. We are here today in the city of Long Beach. Now this area is pretty cool because not only do they host the Acura Grand Prix, even the Long Beach Formula D racing, the infamous track, the whole entire strip turns into a track and it's absolutely nuts. But this little town in California is also home to Snoop Dogg and Ken Block, from famous actors to famous TV shows like Dexter was also filmed down here, and of course you also have the Barbie movie that was filmed around the area. So Long Beach has a lot of history. It's really cool to be down here. We are here for the Acura Grand Prix, and we did miss the Long Beach Formula D parade, the drift parade, but it's okay because we had other things to be doing, like our car show coming up in May 24th. Had to go and advertise some things, so we missed the parade, but that is okay. We are here. When you do come down here, it is best to find parking a little ways down so you can take a beautiful walk, explore the city on the way over, and you'll save a lot more money. Parking near the area is usually around $40, $50, $60, even $70 for parking, which is absolutely nuts to just leave your car there while you walk around the track the whole entire day. So if you're going to be walking all day, you might as well get some good kicks on and just find some parking way down the street, and make sure you don't park at a meter because you don't want to, leave the event, come back up. And also, if you guys are going to Acura Grand Prix next year, keep an eye on the Daily Breeze website and pick up a newspaper for $2. You can get an Acura Grand Prix ticket for $2 instead of spending $50. So saving money on parking and saving money on the ticket saves a lot of chunk of change. I think about $90, roughly around there. So enough of me chit-chatting. Let's head down to the Acura Grand Prix main area. The race, I believe, does start at 10 o'clock. So let's go ahead and head down there and go check out everything around. Alright, just like that, guys, Daily Breeze tickets. So I'm going to show you this real quick. The daily admission for Friday. There's 3 different days. We're only going to be here for the beginning. 44, 91, and 97. So we still save $44. As for the other days, for the other events, well, either we could pay for it or, watch it on YouTube Live. But we're here on the first day of Acura Grand Prix. So let's see what's up. Alright, so right inside the hall, guys, just inside the first main entrance. Before we go and check out all the races, we are greeted by the brand new 2025 ADX. Kind of look like the HRV just a little bit. Pretty sick. And checking out all the other ones, we got one of the race cars right over here and a deconstructed NSX. Wow, check that out. So taking it back old school real quick, we have this NSX right here. Clean, man, just how a chassis comes up the factory line. Kind of reminds me of the DeLorean a little bit with that brushed silver, but this is before it gets paint on it. That is awesome to see. And come right over here, the deconstructed NSX. You've got everything kind of pulled apart, from taillights to exhaust work. Man, it's amazing how they wire everything and get it all to work. The bumper is all taken apart. Look at that, guys. The side skirts are all taken apart. Man. Headlights, everything is all just deconstructed. That's amazing. The front glass is not even attached. Wow. Of course they took the dash out, but that is amazing. I think it's crazy how very similar Honda and Acura is for their vehicles. Their center console is not much of a difference, and this is the YPS Acura Integra. It's pretty rad though. I like the hatchbacks. They forgot the T on the other side. So it's always cool to be seeing the Integras and all the other cars they have here. The way how all the Turbskis are. Look at that carbon fiber on this one. Wow. Yeah, so I was saying last year that basically the engine from the Type R 2.0 is shared in between cars. Even the 1.5 is shared in between cars. So Honda and Acura are kind of the same, just different really. Like the bodies are different. Suspension's a little different. But check out that interior, it's all ripped apart. This is a complete race car. And it is crazy to be seeing this center console because in the Honda and Acura, if you do take apart that center console, it's a lot of space in between instead of that big old plastic piece. But this is cool. He's still got his blinkers and everything. Alright guys, look at this. Coming from the backside, these are legit Honda mirror caps. and they're only on there with double-sided 3M adhesive. I mean, in reality, there's a lot of people watching, but all you have to do is pluck and take. But JK, these are pretty cool though. Nice carbon fiber mirror caps, and this steering wheel looks exactly like the Honda steering wheel, except for this one is a suede, which is cool for the Type S and the Integras and all the other Acuras that have it. But very similar toggle switches, just like the Honda. So same, but of course they have a different badge and also a different little badge right down here. So very similar to the Honda Civics and the Type Rs. Over here though, so you can see everything all on display, from the carbon fiber hood down to the little cam gears, which is amazing to see, and the shocks, of course. That's really nice. All right, so coming into the main convention center before we get to the races, we have a spin wheel over here with AAA, it looks like. And of course, this is just like the LA Convention Center or SEMA or anything like that, where they have a bunch of booths and a bunch of things they have to display. Performance stuff, Liquid Molly booth. So excited to show you guys everything. Grab some popcorn and let's enjoy the vlog, walking around, checking out all these cars. We have a Dark Horse, and it's got a lot of carbon fiber bits. The fitment on here is insane, but they got the carbon fiber front grille over here, carbon fiber inserts all the way around everywhere, front lip, spoiler, you want to call that, the hood. I believe it's an all carbon fiber hood that's been repainted. Nicely done. Carbon fiber mirrors. This have, hold on, don't want to step on anything. The Anderson composites, of course. They make a lot of carbon fiber parts. Whole display right over here. Wow, gotta get the sticker here, do you know it? Yeah, y'all look at that. Anderson composites. And right next door they do have the new Shelby truck as well with all the carbon fiber. Now it's pretty cool with Anderson composites. What they do is they 3D scan each part, and they take that scan and then they make their own carbon fiber molds on everything. So it's really cool what they have to do with their company, because they have carbon fiber at their disposal. Of course, it takes some time to do all the moldings and stuff like that, but they're able to remanufacture original OEM parts to carbon fiber. Right here at the Peacock Rentals booth, looks like we have a Daytona Edition SF90 Ferrari. It's insane that they have this for rent. I would never rent this car out because it's such a very exclusive car to be having. Down to the carbon fiber wheels and carbon composite brakes. This is very expensive. Just imagine how much the security deposit is on this thing. But cool to be seeing a Daytona Edition out here in the blue with the silver stripe. That's nice. Right over here we have a Honda Saloon, the 0 Series model. Flagship model, the Honda 0 Series, further advances the concept model introduced last year at CES 204. Light and wise, the wedge-shaped stylish that sets Saloon apart from the other EVs. More spacious, expected base in the exterior dimensions. Wow, it has a SEMA OS. That's cool. It kind of reminds me of the other one that was there last time at the older meet, retro meet that we went at, and like it has this whole entire layered front end. I believe they have it over there at the Peterson Museum. I forget what museum has it, but this is cool because it's very spacious inside. Big old bucket looking seats in the back. Crazy looking interior. And it's even got that yoke style steering wheel that Teslas have for an aftermarket option. It's got the camera mirror caps, and it looks like a forged composite side skirts. It's cool because it matches the little winglets inside the wheels, which help with the air cool and keep the car moving forward. Of course, reducing restrictions so the car can keep pulling in those power. Well, that's cool. It kind of reminds me of a car that's from like 35 or something like that, like futuristic, something you see in the movies, but it's cool. I like the clear acrylic in the front end as well.
It's so trippy how like it's flat.
You know what it kind of reminds me just a little bit is that one minivan, that one weird ugly egg one, because that dashboard is huge. But I believe it has like, it's like a double dash, but it's so massive from this section right over here. I could just imagine driving this thing, unless this thing is autonomous where it drives itself, but that's a huge dash. Especially with humans nowadays, they cannot park or drive to save their lives. So if they were to drive this thing and trying to park it in head first, I could just imagine how much they're gonna struggle driving in with this thing. But it's cool. I also like the headlights. They kind of remind me of Porsche just a little bit. They have that little LED that kind of like goes straight through the plastic acrylic in the front as well. The badges are nice too. I love how they light up like that. Really nice. Really. The Lexus racing booth right here. They got the sim racings. They also have all the display of all the beautiful Lexuses out here. We did see recently this one right at the Santa Clarita Porsche event. Pulled off. It was a nice color. I love the yellow. Right behind those giant trucks will be where they have all the race cars at. So we're trying to get back there like we did last time and check out everything. The supercar killers right over here. We have the N lines of the Hyundais. Love the infamous blue color. However, though, it's very rare to find these kind of cars. It's great that these are just on display over here. So Hyundai keeps these kept up and out here for different events and stuff. But I love the blue color so much. It looks really, really good. Down the bucket seats inside. Right over here is where all the magic goes down, guys, where they take apart all the cars, fix them if they do damage them on the track. Right now we have an Aston Martin right over here ripped apart. They have the BMW right over there with the GT kits. Of course, these are all GT cars. Got the C8 over there getting some work done in the rear end. Of course, because they are mid-mount engines. They even have a whole entire front bumper and rear bumper just in case. And this Porsche right over here is on these little wheel carts, which is cool to have because then they could push around the car. Looks like some electrical stuff is being done to it. That's nice. Got all the tires over here. Pit stop. Rear and fronts, because sometimes they're different from the rear and different from the front. You have staggered, they're not square. Square meaning that they have the same sizes, but in the rear sometimes they'll be a little more thicker for the more traction. Look how thick those tires are. Ah man, and the way he put them down, I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter, they're race car tires. It doesn't matter if you scratch them just a little bit. Up he goes, braking his back, and in he is. Nice. Right over here we have the GT3 RS Y-Sec edition, that big massive wing. I love the blue anodized wheels right over here, nice. And check this one out right here with the black livery. It's even got those quick release things for the steering, which looks super nuts. It must be a killer tool to have that. And this is one that races on the tracks, of course. It's got all the different sensors, all the magical stuff that makes this thing a race car right over here. Nice Super Fuel E-Boost. That's killer. Very wide, very thick, super amazing looking. That is killer, dude. Right over here we have the BMW, the one that TJ Hunt trying to make. However, though, he did not have the full-on racing one because, you know, street car still. And this is cool right here. They do have the air jack option to put the car up with the little sticks. Basically, the air jacks are into the car. But cool to be seeing this body kit on an actual BMW M4. You know, that's meant for the track, so the engine is going to be pushed back a little bit. All remanufactured as well, just to make this kit actually a functional kit, not just for style. So everything is all down to the T. Carbon fiber, the entire body kit. Of course, it just has a really nice livery on there. Really awesome looking, dude. Wow. Yeah, check that out. You got the C7, I believe, right over there with the hood popped up. And we got the STO right over there. Got another Aston Martin, some more BMWs, the AMG GT right here. We did see a race service, a very similar style to that one, where it is wide-bodied, of course, has all carbon composites everywhere, down to the exhaust exiting right out to the side. Looks super sick. Now, last time I went here, they didn't have this little rope here, but at least now they're a little more organized to where normal humans are gonna go back here because yes, there's tools flying everywhere, there's cars rolling around, so they don't want regular humans to get hurt. Right here, we got another AMG GT right here with the full carbon fiber wide body kit on there. Of course, this is the GT Series Class Racing. And then right here, the old school GT40. Nice. Check out that kit, it's killer, man. Racing in this thing, it is a right-hand drive as well. Does have those knockoff wheels, keeping an old school traditional race car right over here from back in the day. Wow. Killer. It's crazy that Ford and Ferrari had their little fight and this is what came out of it. And this is the old school supercar killer, if you'd call it that rather, but checking it out from the older days down to the newer ones, that is insane. Right over here at the O'Reilly booth, we have an LS Swap BMW. Wow, check that out. It's got headers on there. Little aftermarket tubey tubes here, custom intake, nice. Little strut bar on here, radium lines going everywhere. Cut out the firewall, because why not? This one I believe was at Fuel Fest. They changed the livery since then. I remember this one because it had the way how the car is on the door panels. If you guys are a long-term viewer on this channel, you've seen this car before. But it's cool, they do have a different livery on it today. It looks really, really nice. Of course, with the O'Reilly wrap on there. Nice. Those wheels are crazy. Looks like we got a taste of Galpin's cars right over here. This is a very nice pearl shimmer to this Aston Martin SUV right over here. And check out these wheels on this one right over here. This is a very expensive package on this one. In Overfinch. What does that even mean? Don't even know. It is Land Rover, Range Rover, one of those cars. But this is cool. Super massive, super big. This car will, I don't even know the price tag. The windows are so tinted. It's a bad place to put that. I should put it in the front window. Made it a lot more easier for people to see. But looks like we have another one right over here. It looks like these are more like the extended luxury versions of the Range Rover, Land Rover. You want to call that same, but cool. Nice little Galpin Autosport booth right over there. We got Adam's Coaching right over here. Little go-karts, not too bad. Wait a minute, spinning down. Now we got all this stuff to check out, guys. It's a very big haul, right? We're gonna spin down to right over here, the UTI. Now UTI does stand for urinary tract infection. However though, it is also a school that people can go to, spend a lot of money for no reason and learn a little bit. It is an okay school to go to, but in my opinion, it does cost a lot of money. Now, you guys might have seen this car in the Santa Clarita Porsche dealership. It's crazy. This car was just there Saturday and they moved it over here. So, if you guys want to see this car, well, it's here till Sunday. I got this purple wrap right over here. It looks weird. It's got a lot of waves in it, but carbon fiber everywhere. I love it. Got the work style wheels. Man, this is nice. Aeroworks. It kind of reminds me of that infamous purple SEMA car. Yeah, so this one I think was also with the Lamborghini Diablo. That was in the infamous purple as well. Showcased at the Pit Paddock booth in SEMA 2023, I believe. And it doesn't look like he changed too much. Aeroworks, of course, with that quad exhaust in the rear end. That's nice. Spinning right over here, we have this green Mercury. That looks cool. Wow. The new Lotus. You have that NSX right there in the wrapped blue, satin blue color. That's nice. Wow. Please do not touch. I want to touch. Check out that pearl on there. Beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Wow. Looks like we have some more GT cars right here. The NSX displayed out here. And also we have some t-shirts signing and printing. Fresh screening of t-shirts right over here at the Acura booth. We have the ADX, the MDX, and the ZDX. Of course, this one being an all-electric one. Acura's new line right over here. It really does look like the HRV. I think it's crazy how very similar Acura and Honda are, but then again, it's always been like that since the dawn of time, really. And even more confusing that the Acura RSX is the same thing as a Honda Integra, and then you have the other one that's also a Honda Accord. So it's crazy that some of these cars are the same as other cars, just in different parts of the world, of course. Nice, has a carbon fiber mirror caps on this one. TLX Type S. Check out that rear end. It looks exactly like that guy right over there. Very, very same. But the gray color on here is cool. It's the same exact color that's on the Civic. So you have that gold pearl on there. Nice, very beautiful with the red interior as well. And yeah, it's cool inside so far, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying all the content all the way around. Really nice day out here so far. It's a lot of cool stuff to see. Can't wait for the LA Auto Show this year. See what's up for that one. I believe that we're gonna be able to make it, and hopefully we can make it to SEMA. I believe this one is one from last year when the ZDX just released at the Acura Grand Prix. They had one of them instead of a nice tunnel, kind of displaying it out. Wow, look at all these people just for shirts here, guys. All right, so just out here, guys, we do have an empty area, but we have all the trucks right over here where they, you know, off-road trucks and whatnot. The little rugged trucks, and then also the Indy cars come pulling in here. As you can see, one of them being right over here with that massive air intake right on top. Got all the tools where they do all the repairs, just like you guys seen earlier. On the other side, just down that way, with all the Porsches and Mercedes and BMWs, all that fun stuff. But these are where the Indy cars come chill at. So really cool inside of here. And I think we've seen everything now. We're gonna go head outside and check out what's out there and then see all the races. Now, there's a separate vlog, guys, later on, so make sure to subscribe if you guys haven't already, and tune in for the next vlog, which will be majority of just pure racing, pure exhaust notes. Not so much of the exploring the area, but yeah, Passport's really big. Kind of looks like the Ford Explorer from the side, just a little bit right over there. And right over here, for anybody who has family or anything, they have the ticket booth right here. We can buy little tickets. Of course, those tickets go individually to each one of these jumpers where you can jump around and do all that stuff. I always love this room because of the way how the lights were up here, the little balloons that they left lingering up there. And coming down to our left side, we didn't really miss too much from Formula D. These are Formula D cars right over here. Look at that C6 right there. Nice. I got the 370Z, all the different drift cars right over here. It's cool to be seeing that. Killer. And then right over there is where they bring other Indy cars in. Now that we've seen all inside each hall, we're gonna head outside now to venture on to the main event area. Kind of bugging into the future, guys. Flash in real quick. It's crazy, just 3 hours later, walking all the way around, checking out all the races and everything. It's crazy how much people are in now, so it's a good thing to always show up early, guys. 7:30 they open up the gates. It is like 10:30 now, so it's nearly impossible to get a photo, nearly impossible to even walk around without bumping, of course, into somebody or something. All right, guys, so before we go and explore the rest of the area, we're gonna stop by the Trail Sport Honda area real quick and hop in one of the Honda rides right here and check out the little off-road trail that they have.
Hey guys, nice to meet you, Bo.
Hi, nice to meet
Hello.
you.
So yeah, this is our Honda Passport Trail Sport Elite.
Mm-hmm.
It's a full-time all-wheel drive system. So we
Nice.
got about a 28-degree angle up and down.
Whoa.
31-inch tall tires.
Wow.
Does have hill descent control, so I'm going to turn that on. Foot is off the brake, and it'll give us a nice little cruise on the way down, so it can catch you anywhere between 2 and 12 miles an hour. Turn that off.
I see it has cameras on both sides. Where are those cameras at?
So those are on the mirrors.
Okay.
So you can actually toggle between the cameras on the little thing here. So yeah, those are designed so if you're doing
Blind
something like
spots
this
and
or
stuff.
just parallel parking.
Right.
Yeah, so I can see my approach.
That's crazy. Wow. Coming from a lowered car, it's a night and day difference.
Yeah.
Wow.
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate
riding
you.
with me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice. Well,
Couple stickers.
so that was cool, guys. Just a little minute and a half drive around the area. So in here is actually where they filmed the Dexter show, and he hid the wallet of Indy Killer at, and it's cool to be seeing this area from the show straight to the main filming scene. All right, so beyond this area, we got the IMSA area over here where a lot of exclusive people go to register for the car and I guess get to drive around, but got the M3, the GGT right here, and the Aston Martin. That's cool. I like the livery on this one. Got the NOS energy drink booth out here, and we also have some other cool cars just down this way. You've got a gold Acura Integra, it looks like. So we're gonna check out all this stuff down this way, and back down this way you get the Formula booth. So if you guys miss Formula D and you make it the Acura Grand Prix, well, they have that here as well. All right, looks like we got some NOS energy drink. So the right kind of NOS to put in your body, not the stuff with the helium gas bubbles. This stuff is a high performance energy, and it also helps your mental focus. So this is like therapy, but in a bottle. Just kidding. Looks like we got all the gold Integras right here. Nice. That half and half wrap. Gold is always a tricky wrap to wrap around with, but check it out. That looks pretty cool. Sticky tires. I do believe that these drive around time to time on the track. And just like that, with a little movie magic, guys, we had opened up the hoods. Hot from racing around the track, which you guys will see in a while. So stay tuned for that one. It's cool. Blue underneath all that gold, and some of them are white. This is really cool to see. They are burning hot. It's crazy. Completely bone stock, and these things are ripped around the track. Alright, so last year I did have a really nice lady here. This year the security guards are being kind of a rude security guards this year. But last year they do have the Hoonigan booth right over here. They had a Hoonigan truck with the Indy engine in it. But over here they have basically all the race cars, all the pit stuff. So if you guys do get the extra passes, you can go down here and get to film, get to look around, check all the race cars and all that cool stuff down here. They also have some of the Grand Prix cars down there, and also the Formula D cars around the area. So as I had mentioned, guys, of course they have all the fun stuff over here. It looks like we have the Firestone booth, and you'll have, of course, all the other pits. It's where all the cars come by after they're done racing. So if you want to get in here, it's going to be $34. Additionally, next year, I don't know if it's worth the pass to buy it and explore everything over here, because you can see the same exact thing on the other side for free. Really cool to be seeing all that, and then you can see all the Indy cars right there. So really nice. But of course, these guys this year, they're being really rude and really mad. I don't know what's going on with security this year, but that's okay. Looks like you got somebody with the One Piece hat. One Piece coming out on Sunday. I don't know if that's going to be flooding the internet, but if you guys are into One Piece, comment down below One Piece. Bye. So the sound of race cars in the background is soothing, guys. But now we're over here in the pit side where they have all the trucks at, of course. You got everybody here in their tours. You got regular people back here. I remember last time. Right now they have the race cars, not the GT series cars racing. They have the race cars. Last time we were here, they had just put all the cars, fixed them all up, and they were about to take them out to the track. So everybody was starting up the engines all at once, and it was such a cool thing to be back here. But now, right now, there's no cars, so they have all the booths kind of wide open and everything. This NOS is actually pretty killer. It's a great flavor. The lady who gave it to me, I asked her what was her favorite flavor, and she said, "Oh yeah, I like the grape." So I was like, "Bet, I got the grape flavor. NOS is pretty good." So let's continue to walk around, see what else is up. And then stay tuned. I promise I am going to be showing some of the racing guys. We're just going to keep on walking around, exploring, showing you guys around the whole entire Acura Grand Prix racing. And then after that, we will be checking out the rest of the race cars. Let's get in. All right, so it looks like we showed up just in time right over here. They are about to pull all the cars in right now. So. It had to be the white people to walk across while the cars are driving. All right, that is all the cars now in the race pit. Everyone's gonna be getting their work done and whatnot on their vehicles. So cool to be seeing that, hearing all the cars roar and get on inside. So they're pits and whatnot. Full face. I believe that's it for the cars, but let's go on and walk around the rest of the track, guys. It's cool to be seeing a Ferrari with the full livery and race car track all done. It's crazy, just complete kit. It's not even a real Ferrari anymore. It's a whole different race car. But of course, Ferrari is not going to lose with them because this is the racing. This is what Ferrari thrives for, is their race cars to be out here. So that's so killer to be seeing that. It's already an expensive vehicle, but to have one more expensive body kit on there is it's a sight to see for sure. All right, so kind of going off from the main area, guys. The main busy area. I believe last year I did not explore the main inside. They were jumping trucks last time, which was super cool. But over here on the grassy side, this is the area where they have a lot of different car shows, a lot of different car events. You got a couple of NSXs chilling out right over there, white ones, and even a newer one, which is the red one. Looks super, super sick. All right, so it looks like the different NSXs right there. We got a couple white ones, we got a red one, got a gray one right over here, silver, yellow, and even an orange one over there. So it's cool to be seeing that. Got a ZDX right over here, and actually has a livery on there, so you can ride on it with a dry erase marker. All right, coming over here, it looks like we got the infamous wrapped Type R with all the Mugen aftermarket parts on there. You guys seen him before, all the way in San Diego. And he brought his car out over here. Nice, the Sparko bucket seats inside, full-on cage in the rear end. Really nice fitment in the rear. Oh man, he's got all his merch and everything over here. Sweet, and then we also have a pit stop and enjoy a complimentary airbrush tattoo. What? For the Modelo booth, okay. Yeah, it looks like they have all the Integra regular cars going around the track. That's crazy. A little pop from stock. I bet they're racing these things pretty hard. That's nice. Look like the ISM cars are also out. Nice. Beautiful. So we are going to be chilling here, guys, for the races. So definitely subscribe for part 2. Where, wow, even the 500, the Lexus, so nice, natural aspirated V8. So we are going to be chilling here, like I said, for the races, guys. So make sure to stay tuned for part 2. Definitely for part 2, guys. I'm not going to keep track of who's in the racing leads or anything like that. I'm just going to show you guys the raw audio of racing. I know there's other YouTube channels out there with full coverage of this place, of course, but you guys are going to enjoy Penny's view of the racing and, of course, all the beautiful cars just pulling around, all that loud noise. So for part 2, make sure if you guys are watching with headphones that you don't have the volume all the way up because the cars will be screaming out loud. So it's enough for part 1, guys. As always, stay safe and stay chill.